Welcome back to part 3 of this set of videos, moving into the Weasel. What I recognized after looking at my own culture and how it has affected my own body self-image, and then moved into the Weasel and the teachings of the Weasel, I recognized that I wanted to read Gene Key 51 again. This is not something that I do with every animal when I'm on a quest in the dream arc. For instance, the lion. I don't think I have read Gene Key 25 for a long time. I have just read about the lion and the transmission directly from the lion in the dream arc. Okay. However, because I'm working with the whole trio of animals, the scorpion, the weasel, and the condor, I thought it was appropriate to read more about Gene Key 51 from the Gene Keys book. So the 51st Gene Key, it goes from the agitation, the shadow of agitation, and in the dream arc, that's the scorpion, the fear of inferiority. Then it goes to the gift of initiative, and that's the weasel in the dream arc, and the weasel is Ingenious Initiative. And then it moves to awakening, and that's the condor, the vision of effortless awakening. The 51st Gene Key and its spectrum of frequencies contains some startling secrets regarding human behavior, as well as leading you towards the process or experience referred to as awakening. One of the most recognizable human traits to emerge through our genetics is our innate human competitiveness. All right, so the fear of inferiority and human competitiveness. The reason that the 51st shadow creates such a disturbance in the energy field of human beings is quite simply because life is beyond our control. Unforeseen events will occur in your life from time to time, and these events can radically change your destiny. At the shadow frequency, the perceived randomness of life creates a deep insecurity in human beings because this underlying fear that something bad could happen to you at any moment. So it's the hallmark of the shadow frequencies is a profound lack of trust in life itself. The competitiveness of the 51st shadow is about needing to be first, not in order to better yourself, but to feel superior to others. And I'm wondering, come to think of it, if that masculine patriarchal viewpoint is this 51st need, this competitive need to be better than woman, the mind needing to be better than the emotions, the thinking and the intellect being superior to the emotions and the intuition. That's an interesting thought. So there you have the shadow, and that's where the scorpion is coming out of. And Richard the way he wrote the beautiful transmissions from these animals, all of the fear keys hold within them the seed to the beauty of that particular gene key. So the scorpion, you don't get that sense of this competitiveness or this sense of having to be better than someone else that you get when you read the text from the gene keys. What instead you get is this beautiful medicine of the scorpion helping you to root out where you're feeling inferior so that you can then bring in the medicine to transmute that so that you don't have to go into the competitive nature of the 51 shadow, so that you don't have to have this need to be better than everyone else, to be first in order to control a world that you are so afraid of, So that's one reason I adore the dream arc, is that the fear keys actually give you deep, deep hope and the tools to really transform the actual shadow that is being illuminated by them. Now let's go into the Weasel, because what's fascinating to me about the Weasel is the Weasel is asking us to be true to ourselves. I find it interesting that the essence of this healing is about letting go of other people's thoughts about what my body should be like. And now it has gotten more, even broader, into what cultural thoughts are about women, period. And so it's interesting that it had to do with other people's ideas of what I should be like. Because 51 and the gift of initiative is all about finding your own creative spark and not following anyone else. And that would even mean letting go of the gene keys at some point, because it's asking you to go inside and find your own source, your own spark of genius, and to let go of everybody else's thoughts, period. That's what the Weasel's asking. That's what the 51's gift is asking you to do, us to do, is to not be a follower. So not only am I not going to be a follower in what other people deem is beautiful in my body, but I'm also not going to be a follower in what is my spiritual path, what is the path of my sexuality. I can tell you that brings up fear, this fear of, but how will I know what is right for me if I'm not following somebody else? How many of you have got that one? Wow. Okay, so I think I need to leave this video here and this whole contemplation here, because we're moving into this gift of initiative. And initiative is all about being true to your own genius. And all of us who are doing this work with the gene keys or the dream arc or both are familiar with that, right? So what the Weasel is asking of us is to move even further into that. What part of your own genius might help you with the issues, with the triggers, with the information, the ahas that might have come up through this set of videos this week? And in fact, it reminds me, that is actually the question that the Life Key asks from the dream arc itself. What gift or healing ability does this mammal have that exists inside of me? Let me read what he says about the Weasel. The Weasel is a ferocious, highly adaptive, and bold predator representing an almost electrical energy. Although it often catches the dark and negative projections of the human psyche, as a symbol ally, the Weasel has great power through its gift of initiative. It's us trusting those parts of us that are this genius that trust the world, and pulling those parts out. And even though they may go against the common cultural values that we live in, even though they may go against the patriarchal attitude, even though they may go against other people's belief systems. All right, so what I'm asking here at the very end of this third part of this week, we are into the Weasel. We are just barely into the Weasel. So here we are into the initiative part. What part of you is so very, very unique that you don't need to look to the outside anymore for any kind of person to tell you that you look okay, or that you act okay, or that you are doing the right job, or that you are loved even? What part of you has that strong initiative? What part can you draw on? What gifts can you draw on that have that amazing initiative that allows you to be a trailblazer, to be a beautiful example of something brand new? Let's go through this next week with that thought. What part of us is that? Go for it. I really encourage you to go for it, to really, go ahead and incorporate those fears, know that you're feeling inferior, and then transmute that into feeling, into this initiative, into being truly who you are. And then there's no question even of inferiority, because you're truly just all you, and you being you can't help but be its own excellence, right? Yeah. Okay. So, gosh, this one, we're in the cheerleading zone now. Can't you just see the little weasel in a little cheerleading outfit? Pom-poms. 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 Yeah. Okay. Anyway, have a wonderful week. And I feel like this is really kind of an exciting place to stop now. So see you next week. Bye.